What is going on, everybody? Zionic here, and in today's video we're going to check out my final battles from the Kanto Cup. Now, we did push our way into the 2900s, so we are very close to Legend, and today Mew's Focus Blast and Flame Charge landed on everything. It was absolutely beautiful, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There's a few hours left from the release of this video, if you're watching it basically right after I drop it, where the Kanto Cup is still live, so if you guys want to try this team out, be sure to give it a go. If you don't have Shadow Machamp, maybe try Primeape. Similar coverage, but does a lot better against Hypno and Mew, which you lose on the lead because of Night Slash, and you can also do well against Nidoqueens because of Ice Punch. So that'd be kind of where I'd go there. If you don't have Mew, try Hypno, right? Try Hypno maybe on the lead, somewhat similar coverage there, but this team was a lot of fun. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into this first battle, let's see how this goes. We have Machamp on the lead versus Snorlax. Very nice lead for us, so thank you for the nice lead. We're going to go ahead and stay in it. Now, they do bring in a Machamp, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Mew right here. Mew does pretty nice against Machamp. What you really need to be on the lookout for is going to be a payback. So we're going to go ahead and shield. And sure enough, this was a payback, which is absolutely beautiful for us. Now, we did basically CMP tie right there, so I have to throw this Flame Charge. So we're going to go ahead and let that rip, and it does land, which means we can farm down. Now, I think you guys are about to see what's going to happen, right? Snorlax is going to come back in. Why should Snorlax be scared of a Mew with Flame Charge and maybe Surf or Wild Charge, right? No, 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 no. We are running Focus Blast right here. So this is a Flame Charge boosted Focus Blast to a 2-shield Snorlax. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the first boom. Boom! One-shots the Snorlax, and that's going to be a good game. Welcome to the boom video of highlighting Mew right here. It's absolutely a ton of fun. So we got Lickitung now on the lead. We're also going to see lead losses today, don't worry, but this is obviously a nice lead for us, and they're deciding to stay in. When your opponents decide to stay in on very losing matchups like a Shadow Machamp into a Lickitung, it likely means they have something else in the back that is very weak to Machamp, especially since they shielded right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shield in kind. I'm guessing they are weak in the back to Machamp, so I'm going to see if I can get this last shield right here. This will obviously take out the Lickitung. If they decide to shield again, things are looking pretty good. So they do decide to shield, and I'm going to let them throw their energy right here. Since we have Mew with Focus Blast, Flame Charge, and we have a Lapras, I'm just going to let the Machamp go down. Mew can come in and farm down. Now, we do see a Chansey come in. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do? We're going to double Flame Charge before we do the Focus Blast. Yeah, that's right. You guys are going to see unshielded Flame Charges and a Focus Blast against this XL Best Buddy Chansey that is just lurking in the back with a Lickitung lead. So, Mew, we're just going for the double Flame Charge here. This boosts our attack, and now we're going to go for the Focus Blast. Buckle up, everyone, because this Chansey is not gonna like what it's about to get hit by. And obviously, Chansey takes a long time to get to its charge move, so we can rip off all of these free charge moves. Here it comes. Boom! Still doesn't one-shot the XO Chansey. That's how ridiculous this thing is. Now, we are going to go ahead and shield, obviously. I want to keep Mew alive. I am fully boosted, and we do see a Hypno now in the back. So things are still looking relatively well because we double boosted ourselves. These Shadow Claws are doing a ton of damage, and the Flame Charge as well will basically nearly take out the Hypno right here. So they're going to have to throw their energy. And Lickitung is low, Chansey is low, Lapras is at full health, so we can easily come in with the Lapras right here, farm down with Ice Shard, and that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. Granted, it's because I read that there was probably a Chansey, a Snorlax, or a Lapras, or a Dugong in the back because they kept Lickitung in on the lead, and they did decide to surrender right there. So, good game. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. We got Machamp on the lead versus Mew. Alright, so a tough lead matchup. We're going to go ahead and go into the Lapras, actually, this time. Trying to bait the Mew to stay in, but they decided to come in with Machamp. Now, the thing about Machamp coming into a Lapras is Lapras can flip this mid-game matchup if they decide not to shield the Surf, which they decide not to. As you guys can see, that does a ton of damage. So I'm going to go ahead and shield right here and farm down with Ice Shard. as the cross chop would take us out, but we can Ice Shard down, and now we're able to flip the matchup. Now, granted, our only counter to a Mew is going to be our own Mew, but at least we can put some pressure here with a Surf and Ice Shards to maybe get a shield and start to chunk the health. Now, we do get a shield right there, which is actually very nice for us, and hopefully we can get to one more Surf. No, we cannot. That is unfortunate, but we're going to go ahead and come in with the Mew now, and hopefully they don't have like Dark Pulse or something. That's something I'm always worried about in the mirror matches, is the super effective damage, but I'm guessing it's just going to be Surf or Wild Charge, so I'll let it go, and it's actually going to be an Overheat, which definitely hurts, but we do see a Beedrill now come in. Now, Beedrill, Flame Charge right here, everyone, does so much damage, and I don't think they're ready for it. Here it comes. Boom! And it lands. We go into our Machamp now with even shields, and this is going to be close. Now, because we are Shadow Machamp, our damage, even though it is resisted because of the Psychic typing, is still doing a lot. So we just need to get to 2 cross chops right here. It's going to be a race between the charge moves of Mew and I, as I think it does have Surf as well, which means this is going to be a very, very tight race to the next charge move. So here we go. Can Machamp pull it off? No! The Mew gets to the Surf in time. That's looking to be a GG. Psych, Machamp holds on with 1 HP and a Dream right here, able to get to the cross chop and take out the Mew, and that is going to be a good battle, very well played. What a close one right there. All right, moving into the next one, we have Machamp on the lead versus Snorlax, another very good lead. Almost every single team has something that's weak to Machamp on the lead or something that's weak to Machamp in the back. It's very rare that a whole team is not weak to Machamp. So we do see a Poliwrath now swap in, and it decided to no shield, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Mew now to farm down. Now I need to really gauge how much damage this Scald is going to do. I really hope it's not a Hydro Pump, but we're just going to let it go, and it is going to be a Scald, which is fine. So I definitely cannot survive 2, but I do want to farm down because, again, Snorlax on the lead. We've seen it before where they don't anticipate the Focus Blast. It's a very unconventional charge move to have on Mew, but hopefully they do decide to bring the Snorlax back in. So let's see what they decide to do. We have a Focus Blast ready to go, so we're just going to go ahead and go for it, everyone. Are they going to shield? Do they know that this Mew is holding Focus Blast? No, they don't. Boom! Almost takes it out, and there's going to be a Pidgeot in the back, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Flame Charge now. This is looking pretty good. We didn't show that we didn't have Wild Charge, so they might just shield this, and no, they decided to let it go, but that's fine. We can bring in the Lapras, and that is going to be a good game. Even if the Pidgeot right here decides to Brave Bird, which we're going to no shield, it would lower its defenses, and the Shadow Machamp would be able to counter down. So we're just going to go ahead and go for these Surfs, get those shields out of the way, and it's going to be a good game right here. Granted, with a Snorlax, Pidgeot, core, basically, Shadow Machamp still does well, even though we do take a lot of damage from the Gust and Feather Dance and Brave Bird and whatnot. Because of that normal typing there on the Pidgeot, Shadow Machamp can actually do a lot of work, and if a Rock Slide lands, it basically one-shots. But Lapras right here, very strong anchor for this team, and we are going to be able to finish this one off, so that is going to be a good game. They only have the Snorlax left, and we have our Machamp in a shield, so good game, very well played. All right, moving into the next one. We have Machamp on the lead versus Dewgong. Again, very nice lead for us. This is basically what I saw in my climb, was a lot of stuff weak to Machamp on the lead. And if I was weak, maybe it was a Hypno or a Mew. We see some of those games as well. That's basically all I saw was weak to Machamp or a hard counter to Machamp. It was like 50-50, but we're going to go ahead and shield the Discharge right here. I want to try to get this Electrode out of there, as it can do well against my whole team. So hopefully they decide to actually let this go, and maybe they got a Hypno in the back or something. But let's see what they decide to do. No, they decide to shield, which is unfortunate, and I don't know if I can actually get to another cross chop in time, so I have to let the Machamp go down, and we're going to come in with Mew now and try to farm down, but I think they're going to be able to get to a foul play in time, which is unfortunate. One more fast move right there, and we've been able to survive. But this is an unshielded team with a Mew with Focus Blast and Flame Charge. So let's see what decides to come in. It's going to be a Grimer. So I can't necessarily one-shot with Focus Blast, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is go for the Flame Charge right here. We obviously need to look out for the Crunch. That'll take us out. So we're going to build up some more energy and now swap into Lapras to catch the charge move, as this Crunch would have done super effective damage and taken us out. But it's also going to force them to swap into Dewgong, as our Mew might be able to take out the Dewgong, right, with the Wild Charge, wink wink, that we got. But thankfully, this Lapras to Dewgong matchup is very nice for us because of Skull Bash. Now, what I need to do is soft lose this matchup because I do not want the Grimer to come in and basically farm down our Lapras right here. So we are going to go for the Skull Bash. It will do neutral damage to them, which is great. And then we're going to go ahead and go for the Surf, but I really don't want to fully use it because I don't know if it's actually going to be enough damage to take them out, because they may just let Dewgong go down so that Grimer can come in. So I undercharge it a bit, and then I'm going to let them actually take me out right here. I want them to throw their energy. I want Lapras to go down because Mew can come in and farm down the Dewgong, and they decide to swap into the Grimer, so we're going to be able to get to the Focus Blast in time because we had so much energy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do a ton of neutral damage. Boom! Takes out the Grimer, and Dewgong goes down to Shadow Claw, so that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, moving into the next one, we have Machamp on the lead versus Alolan Marowak. Again, a very tough lead matchup for us, so we're going to go into the Mew this time. I'm hoping they decide to swap out because of the fear of Surf, but realistically, this is not the best for us because we're doing resisted damage with Flame Charge and Focus Blast. So, thankfully, the boost to the damage is going to allow our Shadow Claws to do more and more, so I'm going to go ahead and start shielding right here. Shadow Ball, thankfully, is what they have and not Shadow Bone, but they do bring a Beedrill in, which means we're going to get shields back, or we're just going to one-shot this thing, so we'll likely see a shield go up. We already showed that we had Flame Charge, so they do decide to shield that right there, which is fine. So it's going to be up to Lapras, really, to kind of close this game out for us, as the X-Scissor here is going to take us out. It's going to hurt, but that's okay. Mew is going to have to go down. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in the Lapras right here. We're going to need to soak as much damage as we can without getting too low so that we get farmed down while also having a good amount of energy to take out the backline, because we don't know what they have. So a Drill right now is going to do some neutral damage. We're going to build up just a little bit more. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Surf. I don't want them to get to another charge move so that my Lapras gets too low, like I said, but I also want to be very close to a Surf for that Alolan Marowak. Now we do see a Fighter come in, so we're going to swap right away into our own Machamp right here, and we're going to go for the Cross Chop. They decided not to throw their energy, which is fine by me because they're looking to over farm, but we do get a shield, and actually maybe it was just a direct CMP tie and I won it. But we're going to go ahead and let the Machamp go down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a risky call, but we have a Surf loaded on Lapras, which means this is going to take out the Machamp. And then Alolan Marowak is nearly energy dry, and it's very low. So all we need to do is get to one Surf, and this is going to be a good game. And I think they did back out right there. But hey, good game to my opponent right there. But thankfully, I had enough energy on Lapras to be able to take out the Machamp and the Alolan Marowak right there, and we still had a shield as well. So, good game. All right, moving into the next one. We have Machamp on the lead versus Ninetales. So, a tough lead matchup right here, but thankfully Machamp's forearm punching just does so much damage. So, we're going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop, and they make a beautiful swap into Mew, which is definitely a tough situation, but we're going to go ahead and go into our own Mew as we are ahead on health, and Flame Charge as well is going to be boosting our attack. Now we don't win the CMP tie, which is fine, but I'm going to go ahead and I believe I decide to no-shield. Yeah, I'm going to no-shield the Surf right here. Granted, I could have shielded myself, and then we should have been able to farm down, but this is going to be close. Let's see how this plays out. We do get a shield right there from Mew, so hopefully I can farm down, but no, they're going to get to another Surf in time. So sadly, I need to let this one go. We have Lapras that can still do well against the Ninetales, so I'm not too concerned about that. So I am concerned that there may be a Hypno in the back. Obviously, Ninetales, Mew, there could be a Hypno, you never know. But let's see how this plays out. We have some loaded energy, and there's actually a Shadow Machamp in the back. So things are actually not looking too bad. We have a Surf here that can apply a lot of pressure to the shields. If we get that final shield, things are looking good. We're going to go ahead and go into our own Machamp, and they come in with the Ninetales, so we go ahead and go for the Cross Chop right away. Thankfully, we win the CMP tie, so they weren't able to get the Weather Ball off. And then we will see the Shadow Machamp come in. And this is going to be close, but we do have 2 shields again. And Lapras is very bulky, so all we need to do is get to this Surf, and that is going to be a good battle, very well played. So again, Lapras being a very strong anchor for us in the late game. And yeah, good game to my opponent. All right, moving into the next battle, we have Machamp on the lead versus Alolan Muck. So if this is Poison Jab, it's a bit tougher, but if it's Snarl, it's looking pretty good. And it is going to be Poison Jab. You can see how much damage we're taking neutral from the health bar there. And this is what's tough, is because they can shield and just go for Acid Sprays. So they do decide to shield right there, which is unfortunate. And this is probably going to be an Acid Spray, but honestly, I don't want a Dark Pulse to land either, and I wasn't counting successfully when I was doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and shield that, and we should be able to get to another Cross Chop in time. If this gets a second shield, again, it's going to be up to Mew and Lapras to close the game out, and it does get a second shield. So I'm going to go ahead and come in with the Mew right here and force them to throw energy, as we will be shielding the Dark Pulse, because obviously it's going to do a ton of super effective damage. But Mew right here can nearly farm down. I'm going to overload just a bit and then now go for the Flame Charge right here. They are unshielded. We have a bit of extra energy and we have a boosted Mew. We save the Machamp as well for potential sack swap. Now we do see a Blastoise come in. Thankfully Shadow Claw's energy gain is incredibly strong, so we are able to get to the Focus Blast in time. This is boosted as well, so say goodbye to Blastoise, everyone. Boom! One-shots the Blastoise, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Hypno right here. So we should be able to get to the Flame Charge in time. This is going to do quite a bit of neutral damage. Again, we still have Lapras, which is great, and these Shadow Claws as well are really going to add up, but I decide to swap into Lapras so they don't get too far ahead on energy. That way I only need to go for one Surf to basically close this game out. So again, Machamp getting shields early, which does very well for Mew to close out some of these games, because a lot of Pokemon are extremely weak to either Focus Blast or Flame Charge, like Dugongs, you know, Alolan Sandslash, Snorlax, Chanseys. You guys have been seeing it all here. Now we got Shadow Machamp versus Alolan Sandshrew on the lead. A very positive lead for us. They decide to swap into Alolan Muck, and this is a Poison Jab Alolan Muck. So I'm going to go ahead and go for Cross Chop right here. This should probably get a shield from the opponent, which it does, and we're going to go ahead and now go into the Lapras. So I just want to try to get to a Surf right here, which we do get to, but not in time. And I decide to let this one go, and it was a Dark Pulse, which is unfortunate. That did a lot of damage. I was anticipating an Acid Spray to try to get a shield, and then they were just going to go for Poison Jabs all the way down. But we did land the Surf as well, which is fine. This gives me an opportunity to farm down, and I will go ahead and shield right here. No, I decided to no shield again. That's risky because it's another Dark Pulse. So Lapras goes down, but we do have a 2-to-1 shield situation, and Mew obviously can do very, very well. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Machamp. I'm expecting a counter to a Mew to a Machamp to come in, and sure enough, it is Hypno. So we go for the Cross Chop right here. We don't have Switch Clock up just yet. But honestly, it doesn't matter if Machamp goes down because we have a Mew with Flame Charge and 2 shields, so they're likely going to be swapping out at some point. We're going to go ahead and shield right here. We don't want a Shadow Ball to land, and we just got to be careful about the Night Slashes. But Sandslash decides to come in, and the little poor guy has no clue what's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes a double effective Flame Charge. Boom! Nearly takes out the Sandslash, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. This Mew with this moveset did absolutely incredible for me today. Everyone was thrown off guard. Focus Blast, Flame Charges landed left, right, and center. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Kanto Cup, as these were my final battles here. Again, like I said at the beginning, if you don't have a Shadow Machamp, maybe try Primeape. It has very similar coverages and honestly might have a bit better coverage when it comes to lead losses. Lapras is still very strong. If you don't have a Mew, try Hypno. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.